It has been 8 years since the deaths of firefighters Jamie Dickman and Stephen Machcinski.
This evening, friends and family gathered at the historic Church of St. Patrick to honor their lives. Our Chase Bachman is live tonight with more from the service. Chase?
Jeff and Melissa, Toledo Fire Chief Allison Armstrong says the day Jamie Dickman and Stephen Machcinski died is one of those days you knew exactly where you were when you found out. And that's why she says it's a day we should never forget. John Schnorberger has worked at Toledo Fire and Rescue for more than 20 years. He's also a parishioner at the historic Church of St. Patrick in Toledo. He says it's important to remember his fallen service members all these years later.
We don't ever want to forget the sacrifices that Steve and Jamie made for the citizens of Toledo and for all of us on the fire department. I knew Steve fairly well. Jamie was new. I'd only worked with him once or twice, but we don't want to forget the sacrifices they made, and it's a nice tribute for those that came out tonight to do so.
Friends and family gathered at the historic Church of St. Patrick, honoring the lives of Jamie Dickman and Stephen Machcinski. The two died in 2014 while battling an arson in North Toledo. 8 years later, and new Toledo Fire Chief Allison Armstrong still remembers that day.
I was home, and a neighbor of mine who's a coworker texted me, and she said, "Oh my God, did you hear what happened?" And that was the first I heard of it. And we got together and started listening to the scanner traffic, looking at the Twitter feed, and all this information started flowing through.
The owner of the building was eventually found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and aggravated arson. Armstrong says she remembers what it was like working with Machcinski.
Steve was a great guy. Steve was a funny guy. He was always quick-witted, always had jokes, make you laugh. Just a good guy.
Years will pass, but Jamie Dickman and Stephen Machcinski's sacrifice will never be forgotten. And Ray Abu Arab is the man who started the deadly fire. He's currently serving a 20-year prison sentence at Allen Correctional Institution in Lima. He is eligible for parole in 2034.